this does not mean live long and prosper. This forms the Hebrew letter Shem. Shem is the first letter of the word Shalom. And this is what the rabbis do when they bless the congregation, and when they read the Aaronic blessing in number 6. If you go to number 6, 22 and 26, it says, "Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his sons, saying, Thus you shall bless the sons of Israel. You shall say to them, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha, v'yasem lecha shalom." Which means, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance on you and give you peace. Shalom. This is the sign of Shalom. This is the letter Shem. God wants to bring you peace, not live long and prosper. Because some people may live long, some people may live just a few years. But regardless of how long you and I live, because none of us know how long we are to live, is written down. God wrote it down, and he's not going to let you know, he's not going to let me know. It's top secret. Only God knows. Only God knows the day and the hour that you and I will perish. None of us will know that until the hour comes. God offers us his peace, his shalom. Many people take his peace, but most people do not want God's peace. Most people want human peace. People will say, peace, peace, but there shall be no peace. Because when humans want peace, the peace that humans bring to the world is not an everlasting peace. All we have to do is look around us. Look at all the conflicts around the world, and we see that the peace that comes to us through man is only temporary. Look what happened after the First World War. They said this was the war to end all wars. There will be peace. A few years later, World War II erupted. Millions and millions of people were killed. There was no peace. There's never everlasting peace. When the world says there's peace, don't believe the world, because there's no peace. If God comes to you, if God says to us, there's peace, then we will know that there's peace. And God offers us his peace through his Son, who died on a cross. God himself on a cross spilled his blood so that you and I could live. It's an offer that's given to us freely. It's a peace that lasts forever. It's an everlasting peace. It's a peace even in amidst chaos and death. We go back to the first Christians. Stephen, who was witnessing to his fellow Jews, and they did not accept what he was saying. He was basically saying, here's this man that whom you crucified, and he lives. He's the promised Messiah. He lives. And they could not accept that, and they stoned him to death. Yet, even while he was being stoned to death, he was at peace. Peter was crucified upside down, and I already said that Stephen was stoned to death. Yet, despite all these horrible things that happened to the disciples, and despite the horrible things that happened afterwards to other disciples that came along, to other believers that came along, believers who died in a Roman arena, who were speared to death, who were sworded to death, who were put to death by lions and beasts of all kinds. Those people died, even though they died horrible deaths, they died a peaceful death. They had an inner peace. I'm not saying everybody will go through this. I'm not saying that every believer will not fear death. But I'm saying that most will have this inner peace, this joyful peace, this shalom given from God. It's a shalom, it's a peace given by us from the Creator. It's not given to us by the world, because the peace that the world gives, it's just a temporary peace. That's not really peace. It's an appeasement. God gives us an everlasting peace. God gives us the real peace, the shalom. Not live long and prosper. Because prosperity, you could be a multi-billionaire. You could have all the world's money. The moment you die, it's useless. You cannot take one penny with you. Not one. You could try, but you're not going to succeed. So all the money in the world, all the riches of the universe, planets made of diamond, planets made of gold, useless. Because they will not bring you everlasting peace. They will not bring you everlasting joy. I'm not saying that if people have money that they're not going to be happy. I'm not saying that. If people have money, if you have money, if I have money, that's not going to take away from my joy. What I'm saying is, when you substitute God for money or other things, the true peace that comes from God, the true prosperity that comes from God, does not exist, because that which the world gives you is not everlasting. We want an everlasting peace. We want an everlasting joy. And Jesus, crucified on a cross, spilling that blood for all of us as a free gift, gives us everlasting joy. The choices are ours, yours and mine. Do we take the peace that the world offers, which is empty, of no value? Or do we take the peace that God gives us, full of joy and everlasting? The choice is ours. These things I have spoken to you, so that in me you may have peace. In the world you have tribulation, but take courage. I have overcome the world. John 16:33.